I sat in the cabinet of the last government. I sit in the cabinet of this government. And I can give you stories, Mr. Speaker, of some of my own experiences of the manner in which people were treated only because they didn't carry a yellow cloth around them. Only because they didn't carry a yellow cloth around them. I now sit in a government, Mr. Speaker, where scholarships come to the cabinet and nobody says, I'm not supporting this because this person does not support the government. It comes to the cabinet and on merit the cabinet approves it. Mr. Speaker, this government, based on my experience, would agree on the distribution of vouchers. No discrimination whatsoever. I sat in the then cabinet 2 months before election in COVID, during the COVID pandemic, vouchers issued and the opposition denied vouchers. I can tell you about it, I experienced it. I can tell you, I experienced it. Mr. Speaker, and I know the member for Dennery South, Dennery North isn't there. You know, when I got into office in 2016, every Friday there were people coming to the ministry looking for a little job to do, looking for a little contract. And I took a decision, Mr. Speaker, to try and help those people one way or the other by collecting the names and then to take a decision. And I'm saying this, Mr. Speaker, to show you the significance of this decision of extending the barrel concession to the ordinary man, to the poor people. Because those persons who were coming in on a Friday and saying, Mr. Minister, I need a little contract. Mr. Minister, my wife's sick. Mr. Minister, I want to take care of my child. Mr. Minister, I need food on my table. I saw this as a need, without question as to political affiliation, religion, or otherwise, or creed, but as a commitment to the people to respond to them. And when Christmas came, I decided, let us distribute contracts to all these people. Let us give a limit, a ceiling, etc. And I did so, and without any reservation whatsoever, Mr. Speaker, I gave out the contracts. Christmas. Well, in January, I was called to a special meeting and lynched because I had given persons contracts from the other side.
You were called to a meeting by who?
How do you mean by who? You can ask the member for Viewfort, Dennery North. We had a program of painting bridges. I gave some to the representative and some otherwise. I still gave otherwise. I gave the rep a few contracts, 2 contracts. And I gave the others, the majority, in keeping with the philosophy.
And you were called to a meeting for that?
And I was called and chastised.
You never told me that.
Chastised for having given contracts to paint bridges. Now I've said these things, Mr. Speaker, and there are numerous other occasions. I have not even documented them. Numerous other occasions. I told you it's a library, I have not a book. It's a library, not a book. You know? So those things happen, Mr. Speaker. And when we speak about the caregivers program, when we speak about the caregivers program, Mr. Speaker, I remember very well when they come here pretending that they are saints and they know everything and they can advise the government of what to do. During the time the caregivers program, Mr. Speaker, I recall the discussion was taking place in terms of replacing the people who were working under the caregivers program, Mr. Speaker. I recall I traveled just around the time. They said, let us do some kind of audit of the program. By the time I came back, a decision was made to which I asked the question. But what is the basis upon which you're taking this decision to fire the people because you claim that they're 99% SLP? What is the basis for a program like this? What is the basis? So when you speak about victimizing people, when you speak about pulling programs from people, do not talk. Do not talk, because you are the culprit.